I'm going to show you how I was able to make my Thunder Cage hit over 3 million damage, and how you can do the exact same thing with your Thunder Cage. Just before we get into the video, please like and subscribe. We're about to hit 150 subscribers now. I really appreciate all the support we've been getting over the last couple of days. Anyone who hasn't subscribed, subscribe now. Help me get to 200 subs and I will love you for a long time. So there is one thing you need to note about the Thunder Cage. Because it is an ultimate weapon, it has a unique ability. The Thunder Cage's unique ability is called Overcharge. So when you defeat an enemy, the defeated enemy has a chance to release an electric explosion that will damage all the enemies around them, and it will kind of link explosions. You do have some basic information with the reload time modifier being -20%. The trigger rate is 60%, and it gives you the damage radius and amount of damage that you do. Now your trigger rate every time you upgrade your ability for Overcharge will be increased. Right now, mine is upgraded to max. It has all 4 upgrades and my trigger rate is 100% of the time. So every time I kill somebody, I always trigger an explosion. And that's going to be one of the main powers of the Thunder Cage build. Now we'll have a look down the base stats. It has pretty normal base stats. A 666 fire rate. It's not unbelievably fast. It is quick, don't get me wrong, it is quick, but obviously when you compare it to that of the likes of the Python and a couple of other weapons, it is quite slow. Round per magazine is 26. That's fine. A reload time of 1.4 seconds. Now, when you're reloading the Thunder Cage, you're able to cancel your reload by either rolling or grappling in the air at about 25% complete of your reload. So when you're 25% complete your reload, roll, grapple, you'll instant reload. That will increase the damage that you're outputting without you needing to actually account for a reload speed mod. We do have a 20% critical hit rate and a 2 times critical hit damage. That's pretty good, so that's what you're going to want to build off. Burst is just the damage type. Crush, Burst, and Pierced are the 3 different damage types. This one uses Burst. Attribute trigger strength 4%. Weak point damage times 1.2%. It's not all that high, but we still want to stack into it because it all multiplies on top of each other, and that's how we get ourselves over 3 million damage. We have good accuracy, effective range. Just this is something you'll want to note for yourself, just so you're not too far away. You'll want to be within 23 meters, and you'll not want to be anywhere past 43 meters. At 43 meters and past, it does the same amount of damage no matter what. There's no more drop off. Your damage is reduced by 70% when you are at the maximum range. Your maximum hit range is 150 meters. Movement speed, all quite normal movement speed. You'll move quite quick carrying an SMG. So the next thing we want to look at is going to be our sub rolls. As you can see, I have quite good sub rolls. I haven't got all of them quite done. And that's just because for me to reroll it now, it costs 20 of the materials and 100,000 gold per roll, and it's usually a bad roll. But what we have decided to go with is firearm critical hit rate, firearm attack, and firearm critical hit damage. The last one I'm going to be going for is weak point damage, and that's going to be replacing toxic attack, but obviously it does take quite a lot to actually reroll that. If you get something similar to this, honestly, you're in a very good position because the rolls on this are very, very good. They help the guns build out so much. Well, the next thing we're going to take a look at here is going to be the mods. Now, as you can see, I have mine modded out quite a lot. I have 7 crystallization catalysts on it, and I have increased its mod capacity up to 80 with an energy activator. Now, for the majority of this build, you're going to notice we're just increasing our damage, increasing our critical stats, and increasing our weak point stats. And it's all just going to go like that. Now, for Reload Insight, now you don't necessarily need a reload mod on your Thunder Cage. The reason I have a reload mod on my Thunder Cage is because that slot came with that sort of polarity. I haven't changed it. I haven't used another energy activator to change that. And I'm just going to use it like that for now. If I do see that it would make a much bigger difference, then I think I will change that, but I'm just going to stick with the reload mod now. I still get a little bit of critical hit rate, and the rest of them are the same. Fire rate and damage. Now this one's a bit of a, people don't like this one as much as when it started. I still enjoy it. You're losing a little bit of firearm attack. You're getting a lot more critical hit rate. The thing is, it's an SMG. Its base firearm attack isn't all that much, so you're not going to be losing all that much. Whereas your critical hit damage is high, even for it being an SMG. It has a 2 times critical hit damage, so 43% of that is quite a lot. Another option you could go with is you could change out focus fire for weak point insight. I haven't done that. You could. You're going to get the same weak point damage boost. You're going to get 20% weak point damage boost. But I've went for the critical hit rate rather than critical hit damage because I already am pushing over 200% critical hit damage. This last mod slot where my element is, right, that is just interchangeable. We've got every element upgraded to the exact same point. They all have 14 cost. I can slot them all in depending on whatever boss I'm fighting. I am okay for my element, so I have no worries when I'm fighting bosses. If you find you would rather just get a bigger DPS number, because that does not increase the DPS, there's one thing you need to keep in mind. The DPS number that it shows for your gun does not mean that you're going to do more damage to me, right? You can get 600,000 DPS on a Thunder Cage easily, right? Maybe not easily, it'd be quite hard, but you definitely can do it, especially with reload mods and extended magazine mods and other stuff like that. Whereas we have went for anything we have on our build increases our damage in some sort of way. Outside of DPS, we get a damage increase. So just before we ended the video off, I thought we would do a little damage test. 339,000 per crit. All the explosions, you can see the damage they're all doing. They're hitting over 1 million damage. On the right hand side there, over 2 million damage. So we're getting 1 million, 2 million damages there. So if you have a group of enemies and there's a lot of them around you, if you get a weak point crit kill, you're going to do a hell of a lot of damage. Over 3 million damage on those explosion shots. The main number, 3365, that was 300,000. If you look at the numbers around it, you've done over 3 million damage in that one kill. If you learned anything today and I did help you increase the damage of any of your guns, not just the Thunder Cage, any of your guns, if you found any help from this at all, please hit that like and subscribe button. We're really trying to push for 200 subscribers now. We hit 150 already. That is so good. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, I gotta love yous and leave yous. Goodbye.